What is a demographic model, you say? Well, we will tell you all about it.
The demographic transition model is a process with several stages, and every country is in one of them. The process has a beginning, middle, and end. Once a country moves from one stage to another, they are not able to revert to an earlier stage.
There are 3 words you may need to know during this video. The first is crude birth rate. Crude birth rate, also known as CBR, is the total number of live births in a year for every 1,000 people alive in the society. A crude birth rate of 20 means that for every 1,000 people in a country, 20 babies are born over a 1-year period. The second is crude death rate, also known as CDR. This is the total number of deaths in a year for every 1,000 people alive in the society. This is comparable to the crude birth rate. The crude death rate is expressed as the annual number of deaths per 1,000 population. The third is the natural increase rate, also known as NIR. This is the percentage by which a population grows in a year. It is computed by subtracting the CBR from the CDR. After first converting the 2 measures from numbers per 1,000 to percentages. Thus, if the CBR is 20 and the CDR is 5, then the NIR is 15 per 1,000, or 1.5%. The term natural means that a country's growth rate excludes migration. There are 4 stages to the demographic transition model. They are Stage 1, low growth, Stage 2, high growth, Stage 3, moderate growth, and Stage 4, low growth. Most of humanity's time has been spent in Stage 1. Stage 1 includes crude birth and death rates, which vary considerably from year to year. Over time, however, the natural increase was essentially 0 and population remained unchanged. During this stage, people depend on hunting and gathering for food. Around 8000 BC, the population began to grow rapidly. From 8000 BC to 1750 AD, the population grew from 5 million to over 800 million.
The rapid population growth is due to the agricultural revolution. The agricultural revolution is the time when human beings first domesticated plants and animals and no longer relied on hunting and gathering for food. By growing plants and raising animals, humans created a more stable and larger source of food. Due to this, more people were able to survive. Human population still stayed in Stage 1 after the agricultural revolution because food supplies were still unpredictable. Farmers prospered in regions with abundant harvests, and the population expanded, but when unfavorable conditions arose, low food production occurred. War and disease also caused us to remain in Stage 1.
No country remains in Stage 1. Every nation has moved on to at least Stage 2. The book provides the example of England in its beginning stages. During the year 1066, the Normans invaded England, and the country's population was about 1 million. 700 years later, the population was only 6 million. The English population rose and fell during these 700 years. One cause of the population to fall was the Black Death. During the 1740s, the crude death rate skyrocketed following a series of bad harvests, leading to little food sources for the people of England.
The next stage is Stage 2. During this stage, there is a high growth in the population. Also during the stage, the crude death rate decreases and the crude birth rate remains the same. More developed countries entered this stage after 1750, resulting from the Industrial Revolution. During the Industrial Revolution, the agricultural production increased. This caused new farming equipment to be produced, and people could now work in factories. The steam engine, mass production, and power transportation all helped to contribute to this stage. Wealth also caused increased sanitation, hygiene, sewer systems, and protection from contamination.
During the Industrial Revolution, the population increased by 1.7% each year in these better developed countries. The lower developed countries, such as Africa, Asia, and Latin America, entered Stage 2 due to the medical revolution. The medical revolution eliminated the chance of traditional deaths. Vaccines got rid of diseases that previously were fatal. England entered Stage 2 in 1750 and left during 1880. During this time, the birth rate remained high, but the death rate plummeted. These changes marked the start of the Industrial Revolution in England. Due to new production techniques, the nation's food supply increased and generated money that was spent on improvements to public health. Population rose from 6 million to 300 million in England, and this is an average increase of 1.4% each year.
Created using Powtoon.